Hello, Mr. Rahman and friends. We are from Team 4. Right now, we are going to explain to you about distribution and probabilities of TOEFL tests. So, what is the meaning of probability or probability distribution? Probability or probability distribution is a measure of the probability that an event will occur in the future. We have some background why we choose TOEFL test as our topic. The first background is because the value of learning outcomes is a benchmark of someone's ability and understanding of a particular material or science. For example, at university, we get grades that are used to determine whether we pass or not. If we pass, it means we have the ability and understand about the learning material. The second background is because one of the purpose of this TOEFL test is to become a benchmark of a person's ability, knowledge, and understanding of English language. The third background is because currently almost all universities in Indonesia require a TOEFL test and have different minimum scores for their majors. For example, in University of Surabaya, students must pass TOEFL test to take some classes. Last background is because by using normal probability distribution, our group will solve the problems faced by industrial engineering students when working on TOEFL, such as the thing that caused the student did not pass, that we will explain about it later.
These are the purpose of our report. The first one, knowing the total TOEFL participants from industrial engineering majors who did not pass. Second, knowing the cause of industrial engineering students at the University of Surabaya did not pass the TOEFL. And the last one, knowing the technique of calculating the probability with a normal probability distribution. We can process the data that has been obtained and can find out the probability of students who do not pass the TOEFL test. And the next is the benefit of our report. The first one is give information to students to further practice their English skills. The second, give information to lecturers or teaching staff to see if the 2020 University of Surabaya Industrial Engineering students are able to master English well. And the third, give insight for students who have difficulty in learning English.
For our data collection, we use quantitative methods, where the data we research is sourced from secondary data that we get from IEUBAYA. We also distribute questionnaires in carrying out this task. Okay, moving on to the data analysis. First, we have to find the average and the standard deviation of our data. We found that the average of our data is 475 using this equation. And the standard deviation of our data is 62.87 using this equation. The probability of student not passing TOEFL can be solved through normal continuous distribution that we're using right now. But first, we have to find the z-value. We use a sample that's smaller than 450 as our sample. So we put 450 in here, subtract it with our average and divide it with our standard deviation. We find that the z-value of the sample that's more than 450 is negative 0.3957. It has probability value of 0.346. We can find this probability value by using Excel, or we can see it based on the Z distribution table.
Discussion. The probability of industrial engineering student of the University of Surabaya class 2020 who didn't pass the TOEFL test is 0.346, or about 1 in 3 industrial engineering students who took the TOEFL test. Students who get low grade or don't even pass the TOEFL test are inseparable from a variety of factors, such as lack of the understanding, lack of time, technical constraints, and others. Based on the result of the questionnaire, about 48% of the total 30 sample we received, industrial engineering students didn't understand or hadn't mastered English well. There are those who still don't understand and are still unfamiliar with some words in English. This shows that industrial engineering students' understanding of English is still lacking. In addition to a lack of understanding, the TOEFL exam, which is held online, also raises various other problems, such as technical obstacles. This technical obstacle include both internet, inadequate laptop, and listening part that are not clearly audible. There are about 21% of students who experience technical problems when taking the TOEFL test, so that the result they produce are less than maximum. Around 17% of industrial engineering students also consider the time given is still lacking. Solution. The first solution is practice English in daily life. For learning English, it's highly recommended to study according to hobbies. For example, using various media such as reading books, watching Western films, and others as English learning aids.
3. Take courses or similar courses that can improve your English language skills. This learning technique is more effective and efficient. 4. Take classes with English language. For example, parallel class D in University of Surabaya. So this is for the conclusion. The probability of participants majoring in industrial engineering, University of Surabaya, who didn't pass by 0.346 by using the formula of normal continuous distribution calculation. The reason of so many failure on TOEFL test takers are caused by things such as lack of understanding, lack of time, technical constraints, and others. Thank you very much for your attention.